Welcome to the second part of lesson sentences. Let us start our day with a quote. It's a quote based over language. To learn a language is to have one more window from which to look at the world. It's a Chinese proverb which says that language learning is very much important to know about different cultures living around the world. Now, what did we learn yesterday? Let us recap it quickly. We are learning lesson sentences. So, what are sentences? And the definition is a sentence is a group of words that gives a complete thought, a complete meaning, or a complete sense. Sentences begin with a capital letter and they end with a punctuation mark. It can be a full stop or a period, question mark, or an exclamatory mark. There are 4 kinds of sentences. Number 1, declarative sentence, which is a statement. We are talking about something or someone in this type of sentence. Interrogative, which is a question sentence. We are asking here something. Imperative is a command, request, or wish of a person. And exclamative sentence is a sudden feeling of joy, fear, or sorrow, ending with an exclamatory mark. Let us check ourselves as did we learn it properly or not. We have 8 examples and 4 options for it. It's an MCQ. So let's begin. Number 1. What book are you reading? What kind of sentence is this? It's a question? Definitely. So option B. Dinner is almost ready. So it's a statement given. Okay, dinner is almost ready. Does your name start with a vowel? It's a question with do, does, did. Question can start with WH words or helping verbs. Tell me the truth. So this is a command. Help your mother in the garden. You may take a pause. Pause the video and answer. It's a command. Again, option C. I stubbed my toe on the rock. It's a sudden feeling or emotion, which is an exclamatory sentence. Fall is almost here. So, it's a statement. I just won $1 million. It's a sudden feeling or emotions. So, definitely it's an exclamatory sentence. Now, let us move to a... What is it, children? Definitely, it's a chessboard. Yes. So, there are various rules related to chess, right? And people think that, oh my god, playing chess. So let us now talk about chess. Chess is one of the oldest games. It has 64 squares in it. And who do you think is the strongest piece in chess game? Definitely, the queen is the strongest piece on the board. Now, let us move towards some quick questions. Who is the Indian chess grandmaster? Who is the Indian chess grandmaster? Yes, it's Vishwanathan Anand. And do you know the rules of playing chess? So let us learn some rules. I like playing chess. I love playing chess. These were the questions I asked. And now I am asking you that do you like playing chess? I like playing chess and my sister says that it's boring. Okay, let's now learn about some rules related to chess. This is pawn. Okay, let us learn about how it moves. If I want to move my pawn, who can help me out? So I have to go forward 2 squares. So I have to first move is go forward 2 squares. Whereas imagine that this horse is here. Can the pawn, so here is the horse. Okay, so what do you think? Can the pawn take that piece? No. And if the horse is here, okay, can it now? Yes. So if a pawn wants to take a piece, it has to take the piece diagonally. So it can take the piece diagonally. Here we are observing that I have used a variety of sentences. Don't you think so? So let us have a closer look. Chess is one of the oldest games. It has 64 squares. The queen is the strongest piece on the board. If I am talking like this, telling some facts or giving some information about something, such a language is used in science, history, geography. These are all declarative sentences. I am making statements. But when I am asking you some questions that who is Indian chess grandmaster or do you know the rules of playing chess, I am here asking you, which are nothing but interrogative sentences. And when I am giving you the commands of how to move the different pieces, so I am here using imperative sentences. Whereas when I was telling that I love playing chess, but my sister says it is boring, these were the sudden feelings or emotions. So here I was using exclamatory sentence. So this is how you may also create your own sentences under all these 4 kinds that are, again, these are declarative sentences, interrogative sentence ending with a question mark, imperative sentence, command, request or wish, and exclamatory sentence where you have sudden feelings or emotions. So this was our recap of yesterday. Now our today's part is sentences have 2 parts. So we are learning parts of sentences, that is subject and predicate. Let us define. The subject is the who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate tells what the subject does. So the big green frog. We have examples. What are we learning here? That a subject can be a noun or a pronoun, and a predicate can be a verb and remaining part till the full stop. So let us now understand the big green frog. The big green frog jumped across the log. So jumped here is a verb. From verb till the full stop is predicate, and the big green frog, because frog is a noun here, so this part is subject. Make it very clear. Wherever is the verb, from there till the full stop is nothing but predicate, and wherever is the verb before it, all the words are nothing but subject. Now next, my sweet grandmother wore a blue dress. Wore is a verb, so all the beginning part subject, and because it's a noun, grandmother, wore a blue dress, predicate. The old shack a noun, blew is a verb, blew over in the window, blew over in the wind. The old shack blew over in the wind, so the old shack is a noun and blew over in the wind is a predicate. Let us now move towards our workbook exercises. Children, as yesterday we solved 4 exercises A, B, C, D, we will now start with exercise E. I am explaining here 2 examples of each exercise or 3, and you have to finish the remaining ones. So let us now move. Number 1. The old car moved slowly towards the gate. You have to circle the subject and underline the predicate. So here moved is a verb. So we have underlined moved slowly towards the gate, and the old car is the subject, so you have to circle it. Ramnath Kovind is the President of India. Ramnath Kovind is the noun, whereas here we don't have a verb but a helping verb used as a main verb. So here is becomes a verb, and from there is the President of India is completely a predicate. So this is how your exercise E is. Exercise F says add suitable subjects to complete these set of dialogues. So we have 2 dialogues. Anu says, who is the best pianist in the school? So who is the best pianist? This is not an answer special which I have added, which was in any helping box, but you can add any noun there or a pronoun, because what is the question? Add suitable subject to complete the dialogue. So you have to add either a noun or a pronoun. Nikhil said Amber is the best pianist in the school. It can be Amber, it can be Rahul, it can be John. So where you are using a noun now. So similarly you can add your own subjects. Any subject which you feel proper. Next, write suitable predicates to complete these sentences. In exercise E, we circle the subject and underline the predicates. Means both we are learning. We are only recognizing it. Next, here we added our own subjects to the sentence. Now subject part is over. You understood that subjects are nouns or pronouns. Now predicates. So you have to add here predicates. A predicate starts with a verb. So the laptop, these plants, the river Nile. So we have such subjects given, and you have to add predicate. You may pause and note down an answer. So what can we add? The laptop is on the desk. These plants are very delicate. So here I am using is as a verb, are as a verb, and the river Nile is the longest river on earth. So again helping verbs. So I have added here predicates. Now exercise H. Add words of your choice to the subject or predicate in each sentence. Here you have to add both. Utkarsh and his dash are going to Dehradun. Are going is a verb, so are going to Dehradun is predicate. Utkarsh and his dash. Dash means this is all a part of subject. Utkarsh and his dash. So what you need to add here? Subject. Subject means noun or a pronoun. So Utkarsh and his parents, grandparents, cousins, friends, it can be any. Monica has made a dash. So Monica has made a project, a beautiful painting, or a magic. The monkey is dash. The monkey is curious. The monkey is naughty, or it can be any. So let us see. Utkarsh and his cousins are going to Dehradun. Monica has a bouquet. The monkey is coming towards us. So this is how we have learned various exercises. Now, what's the assignment? Remaining all questions which I have not used, all the exercises you have to complete E, F, G and H in grammar textbook, and those who don't have textbook, similar questions will be shared with them so that they may solve in their notebook. Now, another homework is, as I used a chessboard, you may use anything like a vase or a cricket and create sentences, just 4 sentences of about different kinds of sentences, and note it down in notebook. It should be one of declarative, one imperative, one interrogative and one exclamatory sentence. So I hope you will do your best and solve and keep learning and be safe at home. Thank you.